Well, hey guys, what's up? What is going on? Hey, Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot. And look, before we get started today on, obviously the I formation, quick question for you. Are you still struggling with your top spin serve? Meaning, you're getting not enough power, right? Which means that if the serve is going in, it's just sitting up over there. So if that's the case, what I want you to do is stick around at the end of this episode video, because I've definitely got something I want you to check out. All right, guys, let's back up here and look at the I formation. And a couple things I want you to think about. Number one is the reason why do we actually throw in this I formation? And the reason typically is because you've got a returner over there that when you're in the standard alignment in terms of server and server's partner, they just seem to be reading the serve and just playing havoc with their return, whether they're going back cross court with something big, maybe they're lobbing, whatever it is. But look, that's really the main reason that we like to kind of clog up the cross court return is by going I formation. Now, there is some discussion about, well, do you go I formation like this, or do you play Aussie, where the net player, yours truly, server's partner, would actually be more in this area, right? Just standard over here. And to me, it just automatically opens up everything for for an up the line return. This guy, realistically, if he starts over here, he's never, ever going to be able to poach and intercept something from that position there. So that's why I like the I formation right there. Obviously, if you're going to play right there where you're straddling the center service line, you got to have you got to be able to get down low enough so that your partner's serve can go over the top of you. Because if you can't get your fanny down there, then it's really restricted to where he can serve, and that starts giving it away to the returner. You don't want that. All right, that said, a couple things here. Each player in the I formation has got a role, right? And really, this is the player right here where your job initially is you're taking away that cross-court return, but really your job is to dirty up the landscape for that returner, meaning that you've got to move. You're either going to fake poach one step, in this case to the left, or you're going to do one step to the left early, and then you're going to actually cross, right? The key, though, is that you've got to signal to your partner what you're about to do. And let me take this back to the very beginning, because I believe that we show that I'm signaling, but I've already well, maybe not. That's the first serve. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. So right now, Chris, my partner, didn't get the signal, so he's asking, hey, go ahead, re-signal. Are you going to basically stay there? Basically staying there is going to be either just literally stay there, which I don't like to do, or it's going to be a fake, and typically the fake's going to be one jab step in the deuce court to the left and then come back, or are you actually going to move across, right? That net player, are you going to move across, anticipating an up the line return? So the role of the server's partner is that you got to show some movement. You got to visually distract the return. Now look, here is something that's really important, rarely talked about, is that with the server, you got to make sure that you don't, and this is just basically for me, it's going to be a big fake into the middle and then come back. But the server's got to make sure that when you come out of your service motion, that you don't instantly cover to your left. Number one, it's not great for serve mechanics. But number two, it shows the returner that's what you're covering as a server, which means that they now know, even if it's a big fake like I'm showing here, that up the line return is going to be good. So the first step is you want to kind of hide behind the fake, and now you got to cover to that open court, right? As a server, this is a big fake, right? I'm totally convinced that returner that I'm moving, And what do? Well, they decide they're going to bunt it back over here. And I know this is anticlimactic in terms of the return not going back in play, but that's the real purpose of the I formation, is taking away the open court, cross court return. So you got two roles there, right? And I just want to make sure that you're clear that each player has got a really specific job to do in the I. And once you do this, you know what? You can you can really gum up the works over there for that returner. Make sure that you're just not standing there as the server's partner. You're dirtying up the landscape with some kind of movement. And look, if you sell the fake poach, meaning that you've convinced that returner that you're actually going to cover over there to your left, you got to make sure you come back, if you do a great sales job on it, to cover up for that return that's going to go back cross court. And if you're the server, right, make sure that when you come out of your service motion that you don't just instantly cover to that side, whether you're going to cover to your left or cover to your right. And as the returner, when I'm playing against the I formation, I have got no focus on this player at all. All I do is out of my peripheral, I try to see where's that server covering. Are they going to cover to the right? Are they going to cover to the left? And whatever direction they cover in, that's where I'm going to play my return. So you got to make sure as a server in the I formation, don't give away which side you're going to cover out of that first step. And there you have it. All right, look, let me play this in real time. And I know you guys will have some questions. Look, as I mentioned at the very top, if you are struggling with your topspin serve, especially if you're going to play the I formation, you got to make sure that you can have some power to it, right? Because you want to have a really good high quality spin as you come out of this. And look, if you hit this thing with too much power and not enough spin, chances are it won't go in, but if it does go in, you're just not going to have time to cover whatever side you want. So if that's the case, too many double faults, or maybe just throwing in that second serve as a sitter, I've got something for you. I got a course I want to get to you. It's a free course. It's what I'm calling the 3 topspin serve power sequence fix. There's a link down below. It'll take you to that free video. And there you have it. All right, guys. Look, time for all of us to get out there today, help someone else have a spectacular day, guys. See you again next time.